Hey guys! Bom, hoje temos uma super surpresa para vocês. Eu tava esperando o dia que a gente poderia anunciar e hoje chegou. Vocês já escutaram falar sobre o Cambly? É uma das melhores ferramentas online para aprendizado de inglês. E olha que legal, você pode ter uma aula a qualquer momento, de qualquer lugar e sem hora marcada. Por exemplo, você tem aqueles 15 minutinhos livres entre um compromisso e outro? Entra no aplicativo e tem uma aula de 15 minutos. Precisa treinar para alguma apresentação e você só tem 20 minutinhos? Vá lá no Cambly e treina para essa apresentação. É incrível! É só entrar online e ter uma aula. Você pode escolher um professor de qualquer região, com o sotaque que quiser, e também pode procurar por especialidade. Gente, sério, se eu tivesse descoberto o Cambly há muito tempo atrás, eu não gostaria de ter outra coisa. É incrível. Então é só baixar o aplicativo Cambly, usar o cupom inglês de Unicru para ganhar uma aula totalmente de graça. Você não precisa colocar cartão de crédito, você não precisa comprar uma aula para ganhar outra. É simplesmente isso. Baixar o aplicativo, colocar o cupom inglês de Unicru e preparar-se para uma super aula. Claro que você também pode visitar o www.cambly.com e ter uma aula ainda hoje com o nativo, mas tem que se lembrar de colocar o cupom inglês Unicru para ter a sua aula de graça. Eu disse para vocês que ia ser uma super surpresa, né? Então vai lá, vocês vão amar, assim como eu amei. Now, on with the show.
Seriously, guys, if you don't take a free class today, when you finish this podcast, do it. Do it. Cambly. Inglês no cru. Oi, fala aí, pessoal. Bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Cru Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hello. Hey, Alexa. How are you? Happy Thursday night.
Happy Thursday night.
So, just to give everyone a heads up, we are outside drinking wine on our porch, and we thought it was a good time to record podcasts. So, there'll probably be a little bit of extra wind, noise, goats, dogs, but maybe that will just add to the
dogs
environment.
are sleeping. That's why we are outside
God,
in
I
the
hope
home.
they stay sleeping. Tá, Alex, posso falar alguma coisa em português primeiro?
Only if you say it right. Posso falar uma coisa?
Posso falar uma coisa em português primeiramente? Recentemente, eu estou lendo, escutando, pesquisando muita coisa sobre a felicidade. E, na verdade, é porque, sei lá, eu sofro muito com ansiedade, com depressão, as coisas que todo mundo sofre. Sofrem. E estou falando isso em português porque não quero que minha mãe escute.
Meu pai vai escutar.
Mas o seu pai já sabe. Mas é uma coisa normal, todo mundo sofre dessas coisas. Eu acho muito saudável pesquisar sobre a felicidade e como viver uma vida mais feliz, uma vida mais repleta, uma vida mais com mais amor.
Uma vida mais completa.
Yeah. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about happiness, and specifically, I listened to an episode of Freakonomics Radio, which is one of the episodes that we recommended in our top 10 business podcast. But recently they had an episode called How to Be Happy. And they talked about this thing called the World Happiness Report. And it is this incredible document that I did not know about, that every year, essentially, they release a book about happiness in the world, about the happiest countries in the world, why they're happy, what is making countries unhappy, and how to be happier. They measure this shit, and it's incredible, and it's awesome, and I want to talk about it with you. Okay?
Okay.
So, first, Alexia, A personal question. What do you think personally, for you, what does it mean to be happy?
This is it's not an easy question at all because, I mean, right now I'm really happy. I'm in a country that I always wanted to visit. I am in an amazing house. I'm working with what I love, but my dad is not with me, so I'm not completely happy.
Yeah, I think that is a perfect answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a deep and
No.
like profound answer. I think you can
I think
distill
that
happiness into simple things.
nowadays, if you work with what you love and really believe uh,
Believe in it.
in it,
Yeah.
you are more than halfway to be really, really happy.
Yeah. So I have some opinions about that. But obviously, not everyone can work with what they love.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the World Happiness Report. So, Alexia, can you guess what do you think are the happiest countries in the world?
Well, I read about Denmark a lot.
Yeah, Denmark is always up there.
Yes, because most of it because I was listening to episode on Beautiful Anonymous about Denmark and
Beautiful Anonymous, Chris Gethard. If you guys still are not listening to Beautiful Anonymous, Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People
it's
by
so
Chris
cool.
Gethard, you are missing out.
It's so cool. And your English will be so much better with all new vocabulary. I mean, it's amazing.
Can I give one hint? Just because so many people are asking. At the end of all our podcasts, we always say, keep up the good fight and lose well. I don't want to divulge too much information, but lose well is a phrase that comes directly from Chris Gethard, who is our favorite comedian, author. He is a very important character in Alexia and in our life.
Mm-hmm.
We love the idea of lose well, and it's something we will explain
One day, maybe.
one day when we feel more comfortable.
The amount of questions that I get on Instagram because of this every day is amazing.
Yeah, well, everything in its appropriate time.
Okay, so I read a lot about Denmark, and I think it's one of the most happiest countries in the world.
It's one of the happiest. You don't need most happiest.
Country in the world. Am I right?
So you would say Denmark is one of the happiest countries in the world.
Yeah.
So if you're saying most, you are saying the most happy, which
One
would
of
use
the
the adjective, right? If you're going to say more happy, then you could say Denmark is more happy than Finland, for example, which is not true because in the 2018 World Happiness Report, Finland is actually numero uno.
It's so crazy because I don't know anyone who visited
Visited.
visited Finland, but right now I have a friend that is living there. Her husband is Finnish.
Perfect.
Yeah, and they just moved there, and she always posts pictures of super cold or summertime is like 16 degrees Celsius or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's so far away and it's another world for me. And it's so cool that it's the first one.
Yeah. So Finland obviously seems cold as shit. But
AF.
AF is worse as
But
shit.
as shit, you are saying it. AF.
AF, you're saying fuck, which is
But
much
I'm not
worse than shit.
saying.
I can say shit in front of my parents. I cannot say fuck. Fuck. I just said it. Anyway, so if I could recommend one thing about Finland, there is a series by Morgan Spurlock, who is the guy that did Super Size Me, which I think is pretty famous in Brazil. and he has a show that is called Inside Man, if I'm not mistaken. And he has one show about education. And Finland, in terms of education, is always number one. And he goes deep into the educational system in Finland. And me as a teacher and everyone as a citizen should watch what the Finnish people are doing with their educational system. It's
Cool.
beautiful. They don't have homework. It's awesome.
So the second one is Norway, right?
Yeah.
Noruega is the second one.
Yeah. So, Alexa, just let me say the top five. So we have Finland, Norway, Denmark, Iceland,
Yay.
Switzerland.
I really want to go to Iceland.
Yeah, me too. So these are all very Scandinavian countries, Northern European countries. Do you have any idea where you would put the US or Brazil in?
Well, people say that Brazilians are really happy. And we are. We are very, very nice people and we are always happy even though a lot of shit is going on with our country. But I have no idea. No idea at all.
Yeah. So,
The rank? No idea.
yeah, we say in the ranking.
In the ranking? I
In the
have
ranking.
no idea.
So, according to the World Happiness Report, the US is 18th and Brazil is 28th, which I think both are pretty shocking.
From how many? Do you know?
From almost 200. So they do almost all the countries in the world.
Brazil's a top 30, you guys. So cool.
Not too bad. But at the same time, everyone says Brazilians are so happy. They love to party. They love the Brazilians. They're such good people, 28th, not so good compared to like Switzerland. When I think of Switzerland, I don't think of like super happy people, And when I think of the United States, I don't think of 18th in the world. Come on.
But how do they measure it?
That is a great question, and we have exactly how they do that. So first, they have 6 measurements. The first is GDP per capita. Do you know what that is?
The amount of money?
Yeah. So GDP is gross domestic product. That is how much money the country is making per year. Per capita means per person.
Yeah.
So that means how much money each person in the country makes per year.
Well, Brazil should be really in the
Not
biggest
doing so hot in that aspect. Secondly, they have social support. That is more with community, like how things are. Are you isolated? Are you lonely? Do you have access to community? Those type of things.
Okay.
Brazil a little bit better. Maybe the U.S. not doing so well.
I think that Brazil do pretty well on this.
Brazil does.
Does.
Yeah. Third, health and life expectancy. So
We are pretty good with that as well.
Yeah, what's crazy is the U.S. does really shitty with life expectancy.
Really?
Americans do not live as like compared to like Italians or Japanese, Portuguese, almost anyone. Americans die young, messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, freedom to make life choices. This is a little bit more ambiguous, but
It depends what is freedom for each person, and I don't know, like which type of choices.
when I think about freedom to make life choices, that means can you do what you want? Imagine if you're in a very poor country and you have 2 options. You can be a farmer or you can be a plumber. That's not much freedom. Imagine if you're born in Finland and you can be a farmer, you can be a plumber, you can be an architect, you can be an interior designer, you can be a painter, you can be whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, but take for as an example, Portugal. We were talking about it with the owners of the house, and they said to us that both of their kids they had to move from Portugal because here, young people they don't have good opportunities as old people because it's not like a young country at all.
That's actually a perfect example. So, right now, the house that we're staying at, their children, one of them is a fitness coach in the US, the other is a biologist in Canada. And if they were in Portugal, what would they be doing? Probably
They could be
not
doing what they want, but will be very, very
m-
horrible as
making a lot
like
less money.
money. Yeah.
Last and probably most important little pillar of happiness is perception of corruption. So, this is actually where Brazil scored the highest. So,
A
perception
gente
of
percebe
corruption.
muito bem o que tá acontecendo.
That's interesting, though, that your happiness is involved with how much corruption you think is happening in your society.
This is, we should be in the first one.
You guys are not. There are actually a lot of African countries,
Yeah,
but it's like
unfortunately.
Somalia, Sierra Leone. There's a lot of. You have a couple of countries in front of you,
Yay!
but you're up there. And the US actually is getting more and more up there.
Yeah.
So, in general, what is this World Happiness Report? First of all, I recommend that everyone read this. It's fascinating. And just a quick point is that this year, the World Happiness Report focuses almost exclusively on migration. That there are so many people moving from different countries, there's so many migrants, there's so many refugees, and how that affects happiness. And it's fascinating. You should read it. If you want to be a good global citizen, you should read
Okay, I'm gonna read it.
it. Any last words?
Keep on with the good job, Brazil. Let's do it. Let's get on the top 10 one day. Let's do it. We are happy people. We should be a happy country.
Keep up the good fight and lose well. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, if you are still listening to the show, first, congratulations. That means that you are serious about improving your English. And if you're really serious and dedicated about your English, then you need to check out our completely new version of Sound School. It is a totally personalized pronunciation and speaking course that we have literally been working on for years. We are opening up the course on September 12th, and there are only 50 spots available because we work with everyone personally. If you like this show, Sound School will be perfect for you.
É exatamente isso que o Foster falou. Vamos abrir as inscrições para o nosso curso Sound School no dia 12 de setembro e é para quem quer levar a sério a pronúncia e o speaking. Mas como as vagas são limitadas, tem que correr. A gente trabalha com cada aluno pessoalmente e isso demanda muito da nossa atenção, tempo, dedicação, enfim. E é claro que a gente quer que vocês tenham a melhor experiência possível. É só entrar no nosso site www.inglesjanicru.com e se inscrever tanto para receber as novidades quanto para saber mais sobre o curso e não perder essa super chance de fazer parte da família Inglês Janicru. Espero te ver por lá.
And as always, keep up the good fight and lose well.